Copi is a drama it starts with outlining like what makes a tourist city unique, and how in certain tourist cities everything has its price. And we're following this hotel receptionist who sees all and judges all, and you can just tell that he has this judgmental air about him, just in the way that he kind of rigorously wipes down the counter whenever someone comes to the reception desk, as if he feels like them touching the desk was like unclean. There seems to be like a slight darkness to the hymns, especially when there's like maybe alcohol involved. I'm thinking about the interaction with the woman of the night scene, how aggressive he was with her. Maybe he felt like he had a right to be aggressive with her because he's aware of what she was in the hotel doing, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have a right to her. So there's nothing that's not all the way like likable about him in this moment. And then we meet Copi, who is, a sex worker who brings him her portfolio, which, I'm assuming is a way to encounter new clients. And what I loved was that scene at the end of a long night. It feels like he has been overindulging in alcohol and he's swaying, and you see her in the harsh morning light, her makeup is smudged, and it's in this moment, it's just kind of like, okay, we're on equal playing field here, because now we're seeing this guy who, when he is behind his receptionist desk, almost has this pompous, better than everyone air to him. But now, seeing him in the middle of the street, walking amongst this area that is, full of women of the night leading into the morning, and he's, been overindulging obviously all night, then they seem like they're very much on the same playing field, which is maybe why they're able to form such an unlikely friendship. And when Copi took her life, you can definitely see how deeply it did affect him. But it does touch on, how being, a sex worker, being trans, is a very difficult life to lead. And in the suicide, I feel like it played on that. But I did love to see how, when these two came together, her presence humanized him and made him likable.
Hey, I'm commenting on the short film Copi. I thought that you did a really, really nice job with this. I really appreciate the way that this film feels like sort of this intersection between two characters who have full lives that we don't necessarily see on screen, but they have sort of this like lived quality to them. They feel like very round characters, and even in the space of a short time, I feel like you do an amazing job of presenting them to us, and you know, letting us in just briefly on what it is that sort of makes them tick. Um, I think it was really cool the way that you situated it in this sort of gritty underbelly. It it made for an unexpected feel to the story. I was never quite sure where you were going with it, but that was never a detraction. I was just happy to be along for the ride, and I felt like it ended up, being surprising and sort of inevitable in a really moving way. Yeah, really, really nice job on this. Well done.
This film is called Copi. This was a beautiful, heartbreaking short from Brazil. A lonely man working at a hotel front desk meets Copi, a she-male. I love the performances of the two leads, so sensitive and subtle. They have a lot of chemistry together. I really like the cinematography of the area by day and night, and the narration is awesome, so raw and full of emotion. I really appreciate the writing in this one. You really sense the yearning of both these characters. I love the poetic nature of the film. Great soundtrack. Wonderful job. Copi, check it out.
Copi was very well acted, well shot. Music was very good. Yeah, it was a very well made piece. I really liked the performances of the two leads. I think they were both very good. And the voiceover, the voiceovers fit well with the story. And yeah, I think that it was very artfully made.
Copi was a really well done film. I thought that the chemistry between the two actors in this, you could really feel the connection between these two characters. And I thought that was really well done for them. I thought it was interesting how this film went from a really happy, fun moment of them singing together to sort of the tragic moment of Renee being informed of Copi's death. It sort of just cuts to that instead of showing anything in between. And then Renee states that, you know, he feels like his life doesn't have a middle, it just has a beginning and an end. And that this film sort of shows that by giving us the beginning and giving us the end, but we're sort of left without that middle part, which I think is powerful, just to show, you know, how someone can be fun and upbeat, but still have this turmoil inside that leads them to such a devastating choice. So I thought that was a really powerful way to show that, and also to hear Renee's words sort of with the just having the beginning and end. So yeah, I enjoyed this film and I thought it was really well done.
There's a sort of darkness we perceive in the way we're introduced to this world. I think Breaking Bad, I think Vivre Sa Vie. We get introduced to the anti-hero who builds this connection with a trans woman who ultimately takes her own life. It's sort of a chilling sequence to watch. The blood being poured all over the suicide notes was a bone-chilling yet twisted beauty that the camera frame brings to the table. We get presented with this not-so-great character, and we get to see him unfortunately go through this sequence in order to grow as a person. I believed in the world they built for us, falling into the story, getting lost in the characters' actions. This is definitely one of my favorite pieces from this genre. It was very well done.